Summer truly has me in the mood to pick up more books to read than ever, so let's choose our August TBR together. Hehe, that rhymed. Primarily featuring danmei books, of course. We will be selecting my August TBR on the base of these few simple premises. The first danmei has to be picked from my physical TBR via the help of our handy little TBR jar. The second read will also be a surprise, as we'll be using a random number generator tied to my giant digital TBR that I have built up from constantly adding novels to read whenever someone recommends anything remotely interesting on the danmei subreddit. For the third and fourth picks, I'll search danmei reading thread on Twitter and choose the first tweet I see from the top tab and then the latest tab respectively. Then the final fifth danmei will be a free pick, so something that I've been itching to sink my teeth into. And as a little extra, I'll also include a sixth bonus book from my non-danmei physical TBR, which you are free to skip as I'll keep it towards the end of the video and I'll also make it brief. I'm really on the edge of my seat here and I'm a little nervous to see what danmei books we end up with for the month, so let's get to choosing. Let's start off with our physical TBR pick. I don't have that many unread danmei novels on my shelves since I'm trying to be more mindful of my purchases this year, but there are still some on here that I need to get to, and since I can't decide for the life of me what to pick, this little jar is the next best solution. The sparkly silver paper slips in here are the books I've had sitting on my shelves the longest, and the lonely pink one is a recent addition. We're going to give them a little mix and proceed with our first selection. Golden Terrace by Zhang Bin Bai. Okay, the lack of excitement in my voice is due to me having attempted reading the first chapter or so a while back and then I just sort of dropped it. I don't think I was in the right headspace for it is all, but I do believe this is a sign to give it another go. Well, not like we have much of a choice here either way. So I've always been under the assumption that it's heavy on politics, but from what I've been told, it's actually rather romantic and the romance is very compelling. So that should be fun. And I love getting lost in a good historical setting for sure, especially if it's ancient China and it's arranged marriage to boot, which can be exciting depending on how it's tackled. Apart from hearing from others that the author handles the main character's disability in a respectful way, I know very little beyond that. Maybe I saw someone say that it drags a little in the second volume, but that's a problem for future us to deal with since we'll be mainly focusing on the first volume for this month. This first volume covers 44 chapters with around 400 pages overall, and shouldn't be too difficult. Please wish me luck, and if you've read Golden Terrace before, feel free to comment a spoiler-free, intriguing pitch in its favor. It's okay to make it feel exciting, but without revealing too much of the plot. Next, we're going to randomly choose a danmei novel from our digital TBR, and your eyes are not deceiving you, there are indeed over 200 novels on here. These were accumulated over years ever since I stepped into my danmei journey. Most of them have not been licensed and might never receive an official English license to begin with, so I would like to thank the fan translators for making a lot of the novels available to readers by pouring in so much of their own love and labor to make it happen. At this point, I honestly don't remember what most of these are about. I used to just scoop up recs from novel updates on Reddit and then just forget about them, but that's part of the fun, and the goal is to finally start chipping away at this digital TBR in hopes of whittling it down. Of course, assuming the fan translations are complete and we don't end up also DNFing half of them. We will use our trusted number generator and see what fate has in store for us. Okay, 148. The class genius sitting next to me is always trying to flirt with me by Jian Guizhou. This title is so long, it could easily pass for a light novel one. Based on my first impressions, this should be a sweet romance with time travel element to fix husband's villain origin story, so to speak. And given the little one-line pitch for this novel on jjwxc, stop seducing me, I can't handle it, I'm expecting a lot of chaos and flirty tension. jjwxc, if you didn't know, is kind of like the OG platform for danmei web novels in China. It is not not the only one, but some of the biggest titles started out there, and this one was published and completed there too, which is where I went to look up most of the information. And a little disclaimer as always, I do not know Chinese, so a lot of this was Google translated. If there's at any point that I misunderstood something about the novels or I mispronounced something, feel free to gently correct me in the comments. For these next two novels, we'll head to Twitter and let Fate handle more of the TBR for us, because I cannot for the life of me make decisions. And I also feel like that could lead to discovering more hidden gems, or instead we could end up being completely blindsided with an underwhelming selection. Who knows? Let's type in danmei reading thread and see what we get. Okay, our first pick from Twitter will be After Being Forced to Marry the Evil Star General by Gu Sanyue. This novel has been popping off on my Twitter feed actually for the past few weeks or so. So I have been exposed to this art already, and knowing me and how easily I get art baited, I'm quite surprised that I haven't read it already. But basically, this is yet another historical story with an arranged marriage trope. I'm beginning to see a pattern emerge. Regardless, a beautiful, sharp-tongued court official gets forced to marry a general who's rumored to be cursed. Like, everyone thinks he'll literally bring demise to anyone around him, but apparently instead of being scary, the general just makes his new husband wake up early and do horse stance drills. Why wouldn't he, right? It doesn't tell me much in the sense of where the story is going, but it does sound like a perfect mix of political shenanigans with accidental domestic fluff, so it'll be fun to see where it leans more down the line, on the silly or soft side or both. Guess we won't know until we read it. For the next Twitter pick, we'll slide on over to the latest tab and scroll until we come across the first reading thread in our path, which is The Tyrant's Beloved Empress by Xiu Sheng. Not sure what I was expecting, but it's definitely not this. I've never heard of this novel before today, and it only has 370 votes on Novel Updates. I mean, that's still 200 more votes than Class Genius, so I'm not sure why I felt the need to bring that up. After taking a closer look at the synopsis, what I'm able to piece together is that our delicate MC main character passes away in the past life, the whole time thinking that his scary husband hated him, but then after he's reborn, he realizes that his husband actually loves him very much. Don't you love a good misunderstanding trope? But literally everyone in the palace is waiting for the marriage to fail, which I'm going to boldly assume it never does. I'm personally a fan of second chance and rebirth tropes, but given my lack of knowledge about this novel and this author, I'm still a little worried, but I'll remain cautiously optimistic for now. Also mind the mpreg tag if that's something you tend to avoid. For our last danmei pick, we'll let fate sit this one out. It's been working really hard and take matters into our own hands. So I'll be choosing a book that has been on my radar for the past month, and that is A Letter from Keanu Reeves by Qingming Guyu. And no, it has nothing to do with the actor. It's actually based on a song of the same name by Fiona Sit. It also has an alternate name, Reply to Keats, but my main purpose in wanting to read this is simply to justify getting the recently released merch line. So the novel just happened to catch my attention on accident with all the merch popping up on Weibo, especially the cute magnetic plushies in this one specifically. One seems to be a pineapple and the other a mangosteen. I can't wait to see how they represent the characters. And what can I say? I'm weak, okay? On the story premise side of things, the MC has spent years hiding his feelings from our male lead, who's a powerful heir, and the MC thought that the male lead didn't even know he existed until he just casually flips the script and begins to toy with him, which is giving big pretending not to know you energy. This is extreme slow burn romance from what I've been told, with lots of emotional repression and fun chemistry, so I can't wait. I hope it doesn't disappoint so that we can purchase some cute goodies with a clear conscience. It's a relatively short one too compared to the other ones with 73 chapters and 7 extras. And before I forget, we're going to select our 6th novel for this month, which we might get around to reading or might not, and this is merely a bonus. Okay, there's actually one more final bonus that I wanted to include in this video. It is actually currently my birthday month, and I'm filming this early August, though it'll probably go up onto my channel much later. Still, I thought it would be fun to include a little danmei book haul that I will probably be unboxing in a future video. Even though I mentioned earlier that I'm trying to be more mindful, my birthday month is going to be a little exception, and I'm not going completely off the rails. I'm just focusing on the books that I'm missing currently on my shelves, along with a few pre-releases. So nothing crazy, but I really wanted these special editions just in case they ever go out of stock. I don't want to have to deal with Scum Villain Situation 2.0. So yes, I'm allowing myself a little moment of weakness here, and I'm so excited to sink my teeth into a lot of these novels. Honestly, danmei just makes my heart really, really happy. It has been my pastime for so many years now, and I just get so much comfort out of reading these books. I will consider this as a little therapeutic splurge this time. So there you have it. Hopefully we can successfully get through all of these before the end of August and potentially uncover a treasure amongst them, which would be a 5-star read. Let me know what you have been reading recently, and if you have any recommendations of your own, I would love to hear from you all. Thank you so much for choosing to spend a little part of your day with me. I'm really grateful, and if you'd like to stick around for more cozy danmei chats like this, feel free to subscribe and like the video to signal your interest. Until next time, keep reading stories that make your heart feel full. Hello, bye bye.